Hi there, it's Ray here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can connect your cost data from, for example, Meta, so your Facebook ads, your Instagram ads, into Google Analytics 4 with their new beta feature, which allows you to do it automatically, so long as you have your tracking URLs set correctly so that it will actually work. So let's get into it. We first need to go to analytics.google.com/analytics to land in the correct Google Analytics account. And then what we're going to do is hover over to the left-hand side and look for the admin icon. Once we've arrived in there, you're looking for the menu option, which is called Data Collection and Modification. And so for this one, we're going to choose Data Import, which will allow us to connect a data source. If you have previously imported your cost data into here, you'll find it on this page, and you can delete if there's any concern of duplicate data from that time period. So let's go create data source, and in here, I'm going to call this one Facebook ads, and the other name is obviously Meta ads. I'm going to leave campaign data as the data type option. Okay, so this will bring in data around obviously the cost for the clicks that were coming to the website, which will then mix in with the data that Google Analytics has around those sessions. Okay, so I've chosen Facebook ads, I've got campaign data in here. And then for import source, I'm going to select the drop down and I'm going to look for Meta. You'll notice that there are other platforms, but for this example, I'm just going to choose Meta. You'll see here that there is a bit of a warning from Google Analytics 4, which says that this requires a single constant value for UTM source and UTM medium per each publisher platform. So what that means is if your data isn't set up like that using the Google URL builder, then your past data won't come into here. But as long as you set it up like the way you are doing it here in the future, then that data will come into your Google Analytics 4 when you're running ads, which will be very useful for you. And you can check out my tutorial online about how to use the Google URL builder and what it all means. So we're going to press connect, and when I press connect, what will happen is it will open a new window to set up a connection. And so you obviously need to have access to the Meta Business Suite in order to do this so that you can actually get it set up. So linking to your data source, we need to authenticate by signing in with our Meta account. Now, if you have pop-ups blocked, just like I do, then you might want to reopen that. And if you press next, it will usually let you reopen it. So once you've connected to the Business Center ad account, it will tell you which ad account you've selected, and then it shows you the Business Center, the ad account ID, and then this is where you set what each publisher source is. So making sure that when you're doing your ads that you actually have set this up correctly. So for example, my UTM source will be Facebook, Instagram, Audience Network, Messenger, Threads, and my medium will be paid social for this one. Also create a filter if you wanted to. Cost data daily cost equals, a certain amount. You could obviously do that, but otherwise you can just put in all the data within here. So just get rid of that. And then you press next, and then you press finish. If you want to change the schedule, you can. Otherwise, it will just usually default by daily. And then it just says that your data source has been created and just gives you a reminder to make sure you add those parameters to the URLs using the Google URL builder. And then obviously check in your reports to actually double check. You can go back into this section And then in terms of the actual data themselves, like it says here in your acquisition section, there is a non-Google campaign report, which you can pull up, which is pretty easy done. So for example, if I go back into reports, or once the data actually comes in to this section. And that's it. It makes it so much easier to be able to see how your data is looking in terms of your cost data, so you can actually better measure your performance online with your website and when you're running paid ads.